Hey, it's Blair, the Love Guru from loveguru.net, thealiennetwork.com, horsehealer.net. And today is September 14th, 2022. And I want to say that people are upset, or I should say like country people are upset about what's going on here in America. But it's a very low grade upset. So, let's talk about this for a minute here. So currently I am living in Sheepsville, Sheepyland. And I'm moving back out. We're back to country. So I have access to both worlds here. It's very interesting out here in Pennsylvania, but there's a very distinct group of people here that live close enough but are in very different worlds. It's very interesting. But so when I'm in Sheepyville, no one talks about anything that's going on in the world right now. If anything, they're pushing to ban the books and do the whole agenda. And it's interesting because the Sheepyland, they're more of activists. And activists, again, for the agenda, they're on the wrong side, but they don't realize that, okay? So I just observe this, but no one's talking about anything that's going on in the world. There's no talk about what's happening to America. There's no talk about the injections. There's no talk about anything. Let's speak proper English. There's no talk about any of this stuff. If anything, it's business as usual. That's it. Everyone just carries on, and it's weird. It's really eerie, being in that world, because to me, this shit's obvious, and I feel like everyone should be talking about it all the time. Anyway, when I go out to the country, you have a lot of people who love America, and what you're seeing a little bit more of, and just a little bit, not a lot, is that you're seeing some more American flags, or people are hanging American flags a little bit more, or putting them on their cars, or they are wearing, I've been noticing a lot of people wearing American, USA shirts lately. And you will hear people talking about what's going on, but it's a lot of complaining. It's a lot of victim mentality thing. And I find it kind of sad. Even though it's little sprinklings of awakening, it's also kind of sad because as a society, we're not taught how to be empowered. We're not taught how to actually rise above issues. We are programmed to be victims, to complain, to be sad, and to think that things are above us. I hear a lot of people talk about that there's nothing that they can do to fix the situation. You have to be elected into a high power position, which makes me laugh, because if you understand how this world is set up, and it's all stuff I teach in my New World Order trainings. If you understand the real stuff that's going on here, you understand that these people are still in an illusion. So I have just been watching. I've been guided to just keep my mouth shut, which is very different than what I normally do. I've been educating people throughout this whole thing, sharing information about my trainings, doing small group trainings, and again, just being out there. But I have been guided just to be quiet and just to watch over the last several months. And that's been very difficult for me. It's a different way of playing it. And it's a way of me stepping into a higher level of consciousness. I'm not going to say I'm going to be quiet all along, all forever. But for right now, it's a tapering of my ego and just watching how things play out a bit. And I also feel like I'm just waiting for situations in this world to prime people a little bit more, so that they're a little bit down the path of awakening and seeking help. So I have been assisting people in transforming and upgrading their lives for 20 plus years. I have been doing that through loveguru.net and then my other website, taurushealer.net and the aliennetwork.com, which came later on. But it's all the same work that I've been doing, is helping people transform. And I'll tell you, from having experience of like helping people transform over the years, to step into a place of being empowered and stepping into a place of actually affecting change in their life and stepping into positive change, it takes a long time for people to awaken to what's going on. And then there's a period that people are annoyed about it for a while. And then after that, there's a period that they're trying to fix it for a while and none of that shit works. So we're kind of like on that edge of people sort of, and I'm just only saying like really these country people, because it's not in sheepy land. They're, again, totally clueless of everything that's going on. If anyone gets sick these days, it's COVID, okay? So, you know, there's different, we're living in different realities here. We're in two different worlds, literally. We're in two different worlds. But you see these country people like trying to maybe sort like their souls, like maybe trying to fix things a little bit. And that's by them complaining about it. That's them by them talking about it a lot. And why are they talking about it anyway? You know, I think that a lot of them probably watch Fox News and Tucker Carlson. And I have been guided to like kind of watch a little bit of what he's been sharing with them. And he shares the information with them, but it's just, it's not enough of the picture because they don't understand really what the problem is. They think that they do. And that's also part of the agenda. They think they know what the problem is, but they don't. And Tucker also has other objectives. Obviously, he's on mainstream media, but so it's interesting because you will speak to these people and they know what's going on, but they don't understand the big picture of it. They don't understand the agenda. Even though I will have lots of conversations with people out here, and by conversations, again, really short because I'm being guided to not get into it with people right now, just to let them kind of sit and simmer. I will say, oh, I teach about the New World Order. Do you know what the New World Order is? And they go, yeah. And I was like, oh, that's great. And then we talk a little bit longer, and then they talk about how they were injected, and they talk about saving Ukraine, or what is it? Like, I side with Ukraine, whatever this fucking saying is. And I'm like, oh, you don't understand what the New World Order is at all. So I just want to just kind of share with you that this process, if you're awake and you know about the New World Order, and like, first off, you're not even doing anything to step up doing your mission in this world, because anybody who's awake at this time on the planet this time, and you know what's going on, you're here to serve and do your mission that's related to the New World Order. Okay, it doesn't have to be in the way that I'm guided to assist humanity, but you have a certain mission that's related to it. It's not about just watching it. So how empowered are you, and how much are you taking action doing your mission to it? So, and if you're not really doing anything except for you're aware of it and you watch the videos and whatever, you're concerned about what's going on, because it has been getting kind of intense. And it sucks that we have to watch this, you know, that we have to kind of be there to witness it. But you're there to be this part of the solution. So that's also what my trainings help about. So go check out, I'm going to put the link at the end of this video. Go look at that stuff and grab a group and gather some people and start learning, because I tailor these trainings to you. It doesn't have to be going through every single thing of what happened. It's, if you're more advanced, then I would guide you on like, hey, what is your mission at this time? How do you step into that? Why do you feel afraid to step up? Why do you feel like little old you that you can't do anything to step up? And I help you clear those mental, emotional, and childhood wounds and the ways that you've been programmed, because how are you, if you're awake, watching and it sounds so ridiculous, but if you're watching and waiting for people who are behind you on the awakening spectrum, like if you're here and you're awake and you've known about the New World Order for many years, and like these other people are all the way over here and they vaguely know about the New World Order and they're confused about it and whatever, like you're waiting for them to catch all the way up to you and you're expecting them to save you. Like so much of this truther community is disempowered as well. I find that to be sad also. Like there is so much work for us to do who are awake to be transforming this world, as well as building a world for us to live in. So many of the truthers are like in this in between realm. Like you're still trying to fit in with them when you're more advanced on your journey. And I don't think that people realize that. I want to help you realize that. So you shouldn't be waiting for these people. And also you should be continuing to develop yourself on your path. And if you don't know what that means and what that looks like, well, you reach out for help. And I'm offering my help. I have these trainings that I do virtually or I travel to you. This is a whole thing. And eventually I'll put them online, but I don't feel in the mood to do that right now or guided to. I'm sweating. It's so hot outside and it's so hot in this car right now. But like, the thing is that don't wait for them. It takes a really long time to awaken. And also, if you're not at the awakening phase that you're actually taking action, then you have more healing to do and more empowerment to do. You need help in connecting those pieces of how do you actually take action. And I'm here to help you do that. And you might not know other people who are awake that want help, but I'm sure that you can gather some people and we'll do a training online, okay? If it's not big enough for me to travel to you, then let's do something online. Reach out and get help. I do private sessions also. So that's the last element here, is that until people like realize like that there's a problem and they're having an issue with the problem and they're working at it for years to try to fix the problem. You know, let me give you an example. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's so fucking hot. I just want to lower my windows. Whew, my God. Wow. So, oh, must be hot because it's summer. That's another thing. I was talking to a farmer and I was like, I spoke to him months ago and he was like, I know all about the New World Order. I read a book on it. Okay. And I was like, yeah, that shit's going on now and it's intensified now. And he was like, whatever. How do you know all the truth and you don't think other people do or whatever? I was like, fine. I just let him be. Meanwhile, I saw him a couple weeks ago and his chickens were no longer laying eggs. Why? Because it's too hot out. And I go, yeah, well, what do you think this is? I won't go into it because YouTube, I'll tell you a little funny side story. It's not funny, being sarcastic here, but it's typical. I put up 2 videos the other day, which I kind of thought wasn't like the greatest idea, but I just really wanted to, so I did. They were a little scandalous according to YouTube standards. And they were up for maybe 10 minutes, because then I was like, Blair, just take it down. You have so many videos on your YouTube. Just like fucking take it down. I took it down. I deleted the videos. Again, within like maybe a 10-20 minute range. And 2 days later, I got a notification from YouTube that there was another strike on my account because I uploaded this video and deleted it. Alrighty then. So, let me share with you an example as far as like when people come to me for their love lives, all right? Because again, I've been doing that for over 20 years, helping people with their love lives and like their relationship with themselves and stuff. So when people have an issue in their love life, like they have no love life, or like they're having issues like with their partner or whatever, and it's a lot of people who have been single for like really long time, they come to me when this has been going on for 15, 20 years, okay? Because they don't realize, like, or maybe they do realize like how far it stemmed back, but until like the pain gets so rough and that they've evolved to a certain level in consciousness to be like, I need to reach out and I need to get help. 15 to 20 years. So people are awakening faster now, but still it's going to be years. Like this work that I'm doing right now, this New World Order stuff, I know I'm going to be doing it for the rest of my life. I'm going to be doing other things, but I know I'm going to be teaching humanity this for the rest of my life, for many, many years. Okay, I'm going to be living a long life too. All of us are, if you step into this higher level of consciousness and you do active practices. It's another story. I'm not going to go into it here. I have information that was coming to me that I was working through called Becoming an Original Human. I know a lot of people like talking about how they're a pure blood or something. You're not a fucking pure blood, okay? We've already been altered. It's about restoring to becoming an original human. I have that material on the aliennetwork.com under Warrior Toolkit. It's one of the advanced trainings. I am sort of an intro spiritual teacher, but also a very advanced spiritual teacher. So I get people on both sides of it, but that's a more advanced teaching. And I suggest you get some of my other material first. Otherwise it's not going to like register that stuff. You're not going to get as much benefit, I don't think, out of it as if you were a more advanced student of mine, not of other people, because people come that they're on the spiritual path for a while. They're like, I've been on the spiritual path for a while, but then I work with them and they really haven't done the work on themselves that I help people with. Like I help people clear like layers of years of shit in a very short amount of time, in like months, short months, 2 or 3 months. So, yeah, people's pain body, this includes you, like their pain for the situation has to get really strong in order for them to actually move and take action to get help. So, just understand that. This is a long process. You have to just kind of chill. This is a marathon, not a fucking sprint. I know we want to clear up all this stuff. I know it's uncomfortable and upsetting to be around this all the fucking time. It's a way that we're being traumatized, but that's where your spiritual growth comes in. That's the only way you're going to be able to save yourself. I'm not saying to escape this realm, but you have to be able to keep developing yourself, using this energy to propel yourself to larger expansion, so that you're in the place that you're actually able to serve humanity. Because anyone who's doing like a regular job still, I mean, come on. You're not helping humanity. I don't know what you're doing. And it's because you have this mental, emotional gunk that's holding you back from actually taking a stand. I mean, are you working for a New World Order company? I mean, I would think by now you know what those companies are. It's almost all of them. So are you working for them? And then you're not in alignment. That's an issue. That's an issue as well. So if you're at the point that you're actually seeking help, then reach out. thealiennetwork.com.